What's up, guys? You're watching Cam Gaylor, and today we're taking a look at the Remington Model 770. So this gun has sort of a unhappy history. It wasn't received all that well because it got dominated by some of the competition. But we're going to go into its history, the specs, and sort of my history with it. So my very first firearm I ever owned, got it when I was 15. It would have been either in 2009 or 2010. Whenever I turned 15, I got a Remington Model 770. Not this exact gun. Mine was a Realtree camo stock, same scope, and mine was chambered in 30-06. And I shot the absolute crap out of that gun. Every time I got any money, if I was mowing and made some money, or later on when I started working at where did I work? Food City. I worked at Food City during high school a little bit. I would buy 30-06 ammo and just blow through 40 rounds in a single sitting. And I would do it every week. I just loved shooting my rifle. And at 100 yards, I could shoot about, softball, baseball size groups. I was never all that accurate with mine. And with mine, I put a bipod on it. And I actually ended up breaking off this little plastic piece right here on mine. Now, let's get into this particular one. This one, I believe my brother bought, and then he later sold it to my dad. And it is a 7mm Remington Magnum. So a little bit more powerful than my 30-06, I feel like. But they're very similar. Basically the exact same gun, same scope. It came with a Burris, what was it, a 3x9, I think. Let me look, I've got my computer pulled up. Yeah, 3x9 by 40mm scope. And it had the same one on all of them. So let's talk about the gun itself. So the Remington 770, I believe, was introduced in, 2007? Is that right? Yeah, 2007. And it was like their budget line of bolt action. So if you couldn't afford a Remington 700, you got the 770. And that was me. I think we paid like $300 for mine, 30-06 from like Bass Pro or one of those sort of stores back then when I was 15. And I loved it. It was a great gun for me. I remember it cycled really well. I never had any real issues other than breaking a little piece off my stock, and it was never all that super accurate. Now, this particular gun is, like I said, the 7mm rim mag. You got a rubber butt pad. This is the black stock. They had like a plasticky single stage trigger. The trigger itself is metal, but the trigger guard is plasticky. You have a 3-round magazine. I'm doing everything one-handed. I'm not going to be able to get it out. 3-round magazine, one in the chamber, so you can have 4 rounds. You did have a safety here, so you got fire and safe. The bolt, I didn't know that it wasn't all that smooth back then, but it's not as good as other bolts that I've ran since then. I used to have a Mossberg Patriot, much better bolt than this. Yeah, let's see, where was it made? Let me look at the gun itself and see where it was made. On this side, it says Remington Model 770. Does it say anywhere? Here we go, 7mm Remington Magnum, Remington Arms Company. Does that say Mayfield, Kentucky? I guess it was made in Kentucky. I would have never guessed that. Mayfield, Kentucky. All right. Let me look at the end of the barrel. So it does have, I'm trying to get you a view of this. Is it going to focus? You can see the barrel kind of steps down to protect the crown. And then this is how you get the bolt out. You flip that up to get the bolt out. But anyways, this particular one, same thing, not all that accurate. You're getting baseball size groups, I would say. I do remember this particular one was more accurate than my 30-06. About baseball size groups at 100 yards. And we've taken some coyotes out with this gun. It has definitely killed a few coyotes. Other than that, I don't think it's ever been deer hunting. It did come with this weird little scope protector. But yeah, there's not a whole lot to it. I think they ran from 2007 until 2014. I would have gotten my original one probably around 2009 or 2010. And then they really got dominated by the Savage Axis series because they had the adjustable trigger. This does not have the adjustable trigger. The Ruger American series and the Mossberg, I think they're called the Patriot, right? So the Mossberg, the Ruger, and the Savage really dominated these, and they just didn't do that well in the market. Other guns sold better. So it was kind of a market failure. They discontinued them in 2014, and then Remington later went bankrupt in the 2010s, like the late 2010s. Anyways, guys, that's all that I can think of. Thanks for watching. This is the Remington 770. Not a very popular rifle. We still have one floating around the house. And it's been okay. It's okay. I mean, it's not a bad rifle. I would say it's like a C or D tier bolt action. I've owned other bolt actions that are much better. It's just not great. You know what I mean? Like, it's not bad. It works as advertised. It's just not good at anything. That's pretty much how this gun goes. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.